What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics, and welcome to the first of 3 videos where I will be discussing my top 5 picks from each of the big 3 publishers. We're talking about DC, Marvel, and I'm putting all the independents in one category, so that video might be a little longer than these 2, but we're talking about the best comic books to come out this year, 2022, from each of these publishers. And guys, we're kicking it off with Marvel, my least favorite company of 2022. But guys, just because it was my least favorite does not mean they did not put out some really good comic books, and I have a whole list right in front of me that we're about to dive right into. Now, there are some stipulations that I did set for myself when putting together each of these lists, and the first thing that I thought of is that you had to have at least one full story arc covered in the year of 2022. You couldn't just have 1 or 2 issues or one tiny little story. No, it had to be at least 5 issues of a story, and that's really it. That was the only stipulation that I set for the best of 2022. So let's go ahead and dive into my honorable mentions. I have 3 honorable mentions that I want to go over before we get into the top 5 for Marvel Comics of 2022. And the first book that I want to talk to you guys about is Black Widow. There was only 3 issues of Black Widow that came out in the year of 2022. And guys, this book was written by Kelly Thompson, and I absolutely loved this book. It was a 15-issue story that actually put Black Widow into the position of mom, and I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And there were some terrible things that happened to Black Widow during that season that made it so heart-wrenching, heartwarming, and amazing. And that's why it is an honorable mention, because the series was so freaking amazing. But only 3 issues came out in the year of 2022. And the next honorable mention is actually Daredevil. Daredevil has been such a solid book for Marvel Comics in the last 2 or 3 years. It's written by Chip Zdarsky, and the main artist on this book has been Marco Checchetto. So it is a great team, but I don't love the overall story. They've gone some pretty weird places at times, and the story is mainly okay. It is a very strong book. It is just not the best. It is not the best of 2022. And the last book that's my honorable mention is actually Predator. And the sad thing is that they have not finished a story arc yet. This book is so freaking good. It is so surprisingly good. But the story arc has not finished, so it cannot be on the top 5 list. But guys, if you guys are not reading this book, pick it up. I promise you, it is worth your time and your money, because it is such a good comic book. All right, guys, with my honorable mentions out of the way, we can go ahead and dive into my top 5 books from 2022 from Marvel Comics. And the book that's sitting in the number 5 spot had its first story arc end in the beginning of 2022, and they picked up the second story arc at the end of 2022. Can you guess what it is? It's Strange Academy and Strange Academy Finals, written by Scotty Young and art by Humberto Ramos. Now, if you guys watch the channel, you guys know I love this series. And the only reason why it's in the number 5 spot is because its first story arc ended at the beginning, and there's a big hiatus, and then we got a few issues at the end of 2022. So we didn't really get a ton of Strange Academy. I really wish we did, because this story is so freaking good. If you guys like coming-of-age tales of a bunch of wizards, very much like Hogwarts, you guys will really enjoy this book. It's set in the Marvel Universe, and it is just so freaking good. I love it. So much teen drama, and somehow for a 42-year-old, I freaking love that shit. It is so freaking good. All right, guys, that is my number 5 book. Do you guys agree? Should that book not be considered in the top books of 2022 from Marvel Comics? Well, let me know down in the comments. But guys, we're moving on. And the book that's in the number 4 spot is a book that totally took me by surprise. I was really not prepared to enjoy this book that much, and I am talking about She-Hulk. Now, if you guys have not read She-Hulk this year, you guys are missing out on such an amazing story, and it is so freaking good. It's more of a romance story, so if you guys are not really into that, then you guys might not want to pick this up, but guys, it is so freaking good. So, if you guys have been following General Walters for a while, she was in the Avengers, and when she was in the Avengers, that was written by Jason Aaron, she was the big hulking She-Hulk, more like, you know, the regular Hulk smash. But they have brought her back into her more tame self, but she's still super strong and badass, and we do get fights every once in a while, but the main thing that she's dealing with is becoming a lawyer again and trying to get her back into who she used to be, and also a love. There is a love interest in the character of Jack of Hearts. I never even knew who this character was, and I am really enjoying this character and their relationship together, and it is just fantastic. The artwork has been really, really good. They've actually had a couple different artists on the book, but they've all had the same kind of style, and it has been fantastic. And there's been so many covers by Jen Bartel, which are just so freaking good. I love this book. It is definitely on the top 5 list. It's in the number 4 spot. Let's go ahead and roll in to my number 3. All right, guys, the number 3 book, the third best book of 2022 from Marvel Comics is Avengers Forever, written by Jason Aaron, art by Aaron Cooter, and some other supporting artists. But guys, if you have been watching the channel, obviously you guys know that this book was going to make Marvel's top 5 list, because this book is so good. It's mainly an Elseworld tale where we take the main characters from the Marvel Universe, mainly the Avengers, but we get different stories, different takes on them, and they are so good. This book is so good. Building up a team of different versions of the Avengers has been such an amazing ride. And we also get Ghost Rider in this, and he's from the main MCU, the one that was on the Avengers. I'm blanking on his name, but he has the Charger, and it's so good. It is so good. I love this book. If you guys are not reading this book, pick up this book. Especially if you like Elseworlds Tales, you guys will enjoy this book. Amazing writing from Jason Aaron, which is kind of a surprise because he really hasn't been that good at Marvel on the main Avengers, but guys, this book is so good. And the artwork by Aaron Cooter has been fantastic. The supporting artists that have been helping him out with issues here or there have not been as good, but when Aaron Cooter's on this, so good. All right, guys, that is my number 3 book for the best book from Marvel Comics from 2022. Let's find out what my number 2 is. All right, guys, I've actually spoken about this book today wearing this same short for my top 5 must-have pickups, and that is Strange. Strange from Jed MacKay has been fantastic. One of the best books at Marvel. It's in the number 2 spot. There's only one book that I think has been better. Guys, this features Clea Strange. Clea Strange, however you pronounce it, is the wife to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is dead. She's now the Sorcerer Supreme of the MCU, but also we found out in the last few issues that Doctor Strange is actually the Sorcerer Supreme of Death, which is so freaking cool. But they have dealt with so many cool things in this book, but the main thing that Jed MacKay has done is make Clea Strange an absolute badass. She is one of the coolest female characters that I've read in a very long time, and it is just so great to see a very strong female figure being a complete badass, not taking any bullshit from anyone. She took down Doctor Doom in an issue, which was so good. I love this. I love this book so, so much, and I love that there's so much passion in this book from Clea Strange, and also Wong has been great in this book, and also Doctor Strange's dog has been so good in this book. I'm forgetting on his name, but the ghost dog that follows him around, so good. There's been so many good things about this book. It's been fantastic. Now, I have not loved the art in this book, but it doesn't matter because Jed MacKay's writing has been superb. Fantastic. I love it. All right, guys, that is my number 2 book. Let's find out what my favorite book from Marvel Comics from the year of 2022 is. Alright, guys, the book that is the best book from Marvel Comics that came out this year, the year of 2022, in my opinion, is none other than Moon Knight, which was also written by Jed MacKay. He has the top 2 books on this top 5 list, in my opinion, because Jed MacKay is just putting out such great writing. So, Moon Knight, obviously, is an amazing character. Everyone really enjoys him. And if you guys have never read a Moon Knight book, guys, read this one, because this one is so good. Moon Knight is a character that has multiple personality disorder, and you think that would be enough to write a book. But what Jed MacKay has done, in my opinion, that makes this book so great is given Moon Knight a cast of characters to lean on, a supporting team that support him, but he also supports them, because, you know, they're a little messed up just like he is, and they support each other, and it is just made for such a compelling story and such an amazing story. Now, there's obviously wackiness that happens all around Moon Knight because, you know, he's the fist of Khonshu, and they've also introduced some really cool characters like Hunter's Moon, which is kind of like, you know, Moon Knight's brother, I guess you could say, which has been really freaking cool, and there's just been awesomeness all around in this book. Again, the artwork in this book has been okay, but I would like to say generally at Marvel Comics, the artists have only been okay, but the story in this book is fantastic. It is the best of 2022 in my opinion, and that is all the books from 2022 at Marvel Comics that you guys should consider reading. Alright guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, if you guys have not left a comment yet, guys, go ahead and leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite books from Marvel Comics was this year, the year of 2022. I can't believe we're almost in 2023, and there's already some really good titles coming out from both Marvel and DC and indies that we've seen in previews, and I'm so excited for these books, guys. I really, really do love comic books, and I hope you guys do too. And if you guys are new to comic books, guys, stick around for this channel because 2023 is going to be a big year for Bruce and Stephanie Comics, and I hope you guys are here for the ride. Alright guys, that is it. Those are the best books from Marvel Comics from the year of 2022. And guys, I'll be back with my best of DC Comics and my best of independents from the year of 2022. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.